hooking you up with free bits on Twitch. When you buy any flavor of Hot Pocket.
That's my favorite.
Alrighty. Welcome to day 3 of TFT group stages. This is going to be the last day of group stages, and today finals will be decided, or the players going into our final rounds will be decided. This is Group B and Group C. Group A has already been decided, and so as the first rounds are playing out, I'll actually tab over to the scores so you guys can see what the standings look like right now. Yeah, alrighty here. Okay, so we have, let me center this. And then move this bad boy over here. Okay, yeah, so it looks like we have, yeah, so as you can see, Group A is already concluded. Blue Flare, Brandless automatically moving on to the finals with 34 and 29 points respectively. You can see the rules there on the left to show that for first place finishes you get 10 points, second is 8, third 7, and fourth 6. And then if you get 5th place, it jumps down to 4 points, 6th 3 points, 7th 2 points, and 8th you get 1 point. So Blue Flare and Brandless automatically moved on to finals from Group A. Tuba and Soul Reaver are now awaiting the results of Group B and Group C, because if they are the top two, because the top 2 scorers out of the bottom 6 overall will also make it to finals in addition to the top 2 making it out from groups. So we take a look at everybody's chances. We're in stage 1, round 4. We're almost into the actual combat, so just finishing up the neutrals here. Illuminati and the Tidsy leading Group B, just barely over Mansford and Ace Pad. Unfortunately, Mansford wasn't able to make it for Game 1. So Soul Reaver's going to be playing for him. And whatever score Soul Reaver gets will be assigned to Mansford. So, and then Ace Pat there. 3 Ace Pat does need either 2 first places or a first and a second to try and squeak out a lead in that group. Definitely does need a lot to be able to catch up. Fortunately, the Tidsy and Mansford only 3 and 4 points above him. Group C, Dita Resart at 13, Sapper Squad at 12, Wookie Warrior at 9, and S King JKJ at 6. So keep an eye on the standings, and we'll update them right after Game 1 so we can find out the chances for who's going to make it to finals in our last game. So 2 games coming up for you here. I'll switch the display over to the game so you guys can see what's going on. So just started into the combat rounds. We're going to be watching this again like yesterday from Soul Reaver's perspective. And let me fit this to the window. There we go. Alright, so we got to see Soul Reaver, Sapper Squad, S King JKJ, Wookie, and Dita Resart yesterday on stream, and then we saw Ace Pat, the Tidsy, and Illuminati on Monday. So both these teams are playing their final 2 matches here. This is match 1. Soul Reaver starts out with a win with a sharpshooter duelist composition. We tab over to the Tidsy, so he's rocking the double Vanguard with the 2 Wukongs in there. Takes a win for himself. Soul Reaver with that chosen Nidalee has the sharpshooter fate. So has 3 sharpshooters on the board with the Vayne, and then the duelist with the Yasuo and the Fiora. Soul Reaver in day 1 had a really big game. Second game of day 1, he finished 2nd place. Had a duelist comp with Yasuo carry. Was able to get that Yone in at the end for the exile trait. So duelist is probably Soul Reaver's most comfortable build here. Goes up against Dita Resart, who already has level 2 Vayne with a GA. No chosen on the board, but still could pivot away from the Vayne. GA is not necessarily one of the greatest Vayne items. And Dita Resart is going to lose here. Only take down 1 unit of Soul Reavers. Over here on board Sapper Squad and Ace Pad. And Ace Pad rocking the double brawler with a level 2 Maokai. Actually, I'm sorry, that was not Ace Pat. Ace Pat got clapped by the Maokai and the Tum Kench. Another level 2 Nidalee, and all of a sudden, with the sharpshooter trait, Soul Reaver might want to think about transitioning to sharpshooter, as he's only 3 Nidalees away from a level 3. It's also not bad to include like 4 sharpshooter as a splash, although I don't really know how sharpshooter and duelist synergize. So our quality kind of goes down. As I say every time, I lament that there is no actual spectate mode for TFT, so we have to rely on spectating a player's screen in Discord, and so the quality is sometimes dropped really low. Not sure who he's fighting here, I can't tell, but already has easy rod on the board. So interesting, an early slam of that item. And whoever he just lost to already has the Nico's help there. So nice little grab. I think that might have been the Tidsy that he dropped to. As we enter Carousel of Stage 2, Dita Rissard and Illuminati going to go out first.
I too want either that or that.
Ace Pat will sneak in the Giant's Belt here on the Nunu. That's a really good pickup, especially if he's planning to run the Brawlers. Nunu, a really high value unit for both the Brawler and the Elderwood comp, probably the strongest tank. If it's possible to say, if you're running Elderwood or even Brawler, and it's possible to save your tank items for when you find Nunu, that's one of the best plays. Not as great on the Maokai. The higher health Nunu is, the more his consume does, so sometimes a full tank Nunu can just one-shot people with his consume. Grabs the Teemo, so it looks like Soul Reaver's moving into some kind of a sharpshooter build, and as he places, he does get the 4 sharpshooter, so might see him hyper roll here. Well, I guess it's technically not hyper roll since he's nowhere near 50 gold, but you might see him not level at all through level 5. Level 5 and level 6, I guess you have the highest chances to get the level 1s. So you might see him hang out at the lower levels a bit to see if he can finish off that level 3 Nidalee and possibly a level 3 Vayne if he wants to lean into sharpshooters here. Ace Pad here, rocking triple Vanguard here with the early Hecarim. Got the Jarvan for Warlord along with the Nidalee and the Garen, so looks like a 3 Warlord double Vanguard composition here. And Soul Reaver just has more damage in his composition right now with the 4 sharpshooter. He's looking really strong here. Ace Pat takes a bit of a hit there. Not sure who we just saw with the Moonlights. I know Illuminati on day 1 ran the Chosen Diana Moonlight. Moonlight is really good with Diana carry right now. Used to be good with Aphelios carry, but now Diana carry is the way to play her. Or one of the ways. I think it's the best way in my opinion. Soul Reaver picks up another Teemo and another Nidalee, so nice little double dust, double Vanguard, 4 sharpshooter. I think this is a really good start. I don't see him losing too many rounds here, at least through stages, end of stage 2 and stage 3. We could take a look at Sapper Squad's composition here. He's got that Zed Chosen. I'm 99% sure you can't have a Chosen Ninja, so that must be a Chosen Shade there. Does have the double Brawler, but even with the level 2 Maokai and the Chosen Zed, it's going to fall to Soul Reaver's composition. Onboard Ace Pat here, looks like he's not going to be able to take down the Illuminati with that Chosen Yasuo there. Chosen Duelist. Wookiee Warrior's the one with the who slammed the easy rot. Into the neutral round here in stage 2. I really like Soul Reaver's comp. I think if he didn't purchase that Wukong, I'm not sure if he's trying to get to 4 Vanguard. I feel like it would have been good to leave that Wukong on the bench because with a 2 streak, he might have been able to get to 30, but I could be wrong about that. Drops the Negatron cloak and the bow on the Vayne, and I always forget the name of the item that Vayne has, but it's not bad. Something like a Rage Blade and a QSS would be really good if you're trying to run the carry Vayne. Grabs a double tier. Might slam a blue bluff on the Nidalee here. Not sure that anything else but the Teemo. It's good to place that on here. S-King JKJ had a rough first day yesterday. Ended with just a few points, so seeing him on top here with a hot streak is really cool. On the inverse side, Dieter Rissart, who had a really strong first day, leads Group C, but down there in 66, so definitely struggling right out of the gate. Wookiee Warrior here with a Moonlight composition. Not sure who's going to be the carry in this. Silas, as the only level 1, is going to get the automatic upgrade to level 2. The Vayne is the Chosen here, so I'm not sure whether it's Sharpshooter or Dusk. So River takes his first loss in a few rounds. As the Tidsy now pops into a nice little win streak there. S-King JKJ battling it out with Ace Pat here. It's always crazy to see compositions. Oh, and Ace Pat just loses it out. I think he actually lost it. Maybe like a 1v3 or something, because he did go down quite a few points with that. So Reaver potentially thinking about Warlord here with the Garen and the Jarvan on his bench. Also could possibly be a Vanguard play here. Takes out the Hecarim. Maybe he's looking for a way to sneak in another Warlord, but you can't really do that without giving up either your Vanguard trait or your Sharpshooter. Might be able to put in the Jarvan there for the Thresh, but he'll lose both the Dusk and the Vanguard trait, so probably not worth it. Warlord's not that great of a trait super early on. Get to first look at Illuminati's composition with a really cool AP Garen there. Does have the double Vanguard, or the Vanguard trait with the Thresh, enlightened with the Irelia. Really strong versus what Soul Reaver has. Didn't lose a single unit, did the Illuminati, so. And we see S-King JKJ, his reign of terror comes to an end as the Tidsy now takes over his spot at the top. And yeah, Soul Reaver grabs an early Aatrox here at level 5, and pairing that up with another Thresh suggests he could be going something like 4 Sharpshooter, 4 Vanguard. With Sharpshooter and Vanguard are actually really good traits early on, and he might really lean into that. So now I'll be looking for something like a Jinx or a Jhin, and then Sejuani to round out the front line. Still holding on to those tiers. We get the first look at S-King JKJ, and he was the one who had the ZZ Rod. I guess both him and Wookiee did. Nami with the Chosen Nami with the Chosen Mage trait there, paired with the Lulu. It's going to be double casting those bubbles, and has two Namis in there to do so. See if Nidalee's able to weave the spear around the Tahm Kench and snipe the Nami. He is. Even gets the Tahm Kench with the Ricochet as well, and yeah, this Chosen Nidalee is really good. Normally you lose 2 points this early, and a loss to... Oh, I guess I was wrong. I thought it only went down to 77, but actually dropped to 75. So the ZZ Rot does count as a unit for the purposes of how much HP you lose. Dieter Rissart still struggling here at 44 HP. Haven't gotten a look at his composition yet in a little bit, so I'm curious to see what he's trying to run here. Ace Pat already sniped his rod there. Ace Pat forced Dusk with Riven carry, both of his games on day 1, and struggled to bridge a good composition into that. Always got his Riven just a little bit too late when his HP was nearly at 0. I think he got his Chosen Riven game 1 at 3 HP and game 2 at 7, so it only took 1 loss for him to be put out of the game. Teemo 2 comes in here for Soul Reaver, and he hasn't leveled yet, or he hasn't leveled in like 8 rounds. I guess in like 6 rounds. Still looking for that Nidalee and that Nidalee 3, Vayne 3, and potentially even Teemo 3. But highest chances of level 2s are not till level 7. Maybe 6. Could be wrong about that. We get a look at the Tidsy here, who's going to be running Duelist, and if that Jax is a Chosen Duelist, that's 6 Duelists on the board for him. which is really strong. But looks like Soul Reaver's handling him pretty nicely. Yeah, so not going to kill another unit, neither is the Jax. So Soul Reaver picks him up with a sharpshooter build. Has those vanguards to tank the duelists. So I wonder how many other people are running AD comps, because Soul Reaver might be the one with the big brain here with the vanguards. Illuminati does have some of his own too. It's now Illuminati on top with the win streak. Pick up that Nidalee. It's right there, buddy. Oh. Rolls over it. Gets another one. Wonder why he's not trying to... Maybe he's missing the Nidalees here? If I were him and I was actually leaning into sharpshooter, I would pick up that Nidalee and try to hit Nid 3. Not sure why he's leaving us on his board. Another look at Sapper Squad here with the Chosen Shade Zed. Also running some Elderwoods with that. Does have the Maokai, the Ash, and the Lulu in there. The Hunter Aphelios pairs with the Ash. So I'm not sure if he's going to end up selling his Zed there for maybe another Brawler to pair with the Vi. But it looks like some form of a Brawler Ash carry composition, which is actually really good. I think he'll do well if he's able to get some good items on the Ash. The Illuminati with his double chalice, a jeweled gauntlet, Garen. Oh, as Ace Pat hanging in here with two really low health units. The Lux actually though is gonna pick up a couple of kills on the backside. Illuminati keeps his win streak. Into the neutral round of stage 3 here. So Reaver going to pop in his third Vanguard here as he hits level 6. Okay, so this is a good play. He knows the 3 Vanguard doesn't give him much of an advantage, so plops in the Jarvan over his 1-star Aatrox for the Warlord trait. Not a bad move there at all. Ooh, is that a spatula? Might just be a bunch of gold, or it could be Nico's help. Oh, 2 really high value 4 costs. Fortunately, there was a really good comp going around a while ago. It's kind of interesting. Vanguard Mystic Ahri. Vanguard Mystic was obviously a huge thing in set 3, and I think people tried it again in set 4. Ahri carry was the big part of that, though. Packed a huge punch. Vanguards and the Mystics would tank for her, and she would just throw her little snowball and do tons of damage, but don't think that's what he's looking for. Warwick doesn't really help his composition either. None of the sharpshooters or hunters, nor the Vanguards, so. Warwick doesn't help him a ton here. We get a look at Dieterisart here, also running sharpshooters. Does have access to the Jhin and the Jinx, so Soul Reaver kind of bummed that he didn't get a hold of those champions either. Now, Dieterisart, who has actually been at 45 for a while, is picking up some steam now. I think he has that Warlord trait in there. I didn't see who the third unit was. It might be the... He's got the Chosen Jarvan, so it might be Warlord. Chosen Warlord, if so, then paired with the Nidalee, that could be... Yeah, like 4 sharpshooter, 2 Warlord, and I forget what other... Or 3 Warlord, I forget what other units he had in there. Soul Reaver at 75 gold. Gets a couple of Threshes there, so only 2 away from Thresh 3. There's another Teemo. Might pick that up. Always 1 Thresh away. Not sure why he isn't picking up these Nidalees. Oh, he wants that Jinx. Let's get that Jinx in there. Yeah, there you go. Probably don't want to put it in right now, just because your others are level 2. Oh, finds another Jinx. It's huge. Grab that Vayne. Get a look at Ace Pat's composition here. Looks like he is going to be forcing Dusk in the long run, just using kind of a Vanguard and holding the death cap on the Nidalee right now. So a lot of players actually running Vanguard in this game. We'll see if the sustained damage from the sharpshooters can keep Soul Reaver in this fight. Garen tanking really hard. Oh, Ace Pat's units are really low. The ricochets are going to clean up a number of them, and the Nidalee actually could pull off this fight. It's going to be an overtime here for sure. We'll see if the spear is able to kill off the Hecarim in one shot. It's not. this is so close. An ace pad takes it. Hecarim's just too tanky with that Dragon's Claw. Blocking the magic damage. Soul Reaver needs to get these units 3-starred as soon as possible. The Jinx goes in to make 5 Sharpshooter. I would honestly, if I were him, be selling the Jarvans here. And picking up those final Sharpshooters. Doesn't need the Wukongs. Yeah, this is a good composition for now, but... Oh, the Sojin on the Jinx is good, though. Take a look at S-King JKJ, who's in 2nd place right now and has been the top 4 for a while. It looks like Mage from him, as he's kind of committed to that with the Ahri and the Vygar, both with Sojins. Spamming abilities. The hard part, always the hard part about rocking Mages is that your front line is it's hard to get a good front line. You can all into Mage's Whip by using Annie as a tank with her shield, and sometimes it works comically well. But other times you have to find something like a Maokai or a Hecarim to pair with the Elderwood and tank for you. Or even the Nunu as well. We see Ace Pat with his Hecarim tanking out yet another fight. Dieterisart, though, has dropped the last couple of fights and is now at 24. He and Wookiee Warrior will go out first. Or not go out. We'll get a selection of their items first. There's a cane with the rod on it. That's such a huge item. I'm not sure if anybody's planning to actually run the cane. Sapper picks that up. He's going to be lucky to have that in 5th place. A really big pickup there. Ace Pack grabs his vest, likely going to try and build those 3 Riven items for his desk composition. I don't think that he's gotten the Riven yet, seeing as how he has his Death Cap still in his Nidalee. Soul Reaver here in 6th. Does have the Jhin now, which is really big for him. So we could go 6 Sharpshooters here, but he would need to get rid of one of his Vanguard traits at least, and the Jarvan. Yeah, I think he would be sitting on 6 Sharpshooter. Yeah, 6 Sharpshooter, 3 Dusk, or 2 Dusk. So now he'll needs to be looking to level up so he can get that 2nd Vanguard in. He really needs either the Hecarim or the Garen in to start tanking. Or even the Aatrox. Yeah, just get rid of that Jarvan, you don't need it. Oh man, an explosive fight here. The Wookiee Warrior with Carrie Vane actually going to take it. And the Moonlight Lysandra. Interesting composition here from Wookiee. Pan over to here to Dieterisart, who's running the 4th Sharpshooter as well, but the Illuminati with kind of a Dusk Spirit composition. Ace Pat with his Hecarim sitting there just tanking. S-King JKJ with his mages is going to outlast him though. Ace Pat really wanting to get a hold of his Riven. Grabs a couple of Jinxes here. Soul Reaver, I think, really needs to level here. He needs to get that 2nd Vanguard in. Oh, you want that Sejuani there, but... Oh, this is two more Nidalees. He doesn't have room on his board. Gotta sell the Jarvan. Level up, get the Hecarim in there. Pick up both Nidalees. Passes up on the Nidalee. Soul Reaver really needs a win here. As we go blurry again. I think I can make out the light blue chunk of the Tidzy on the other side. Still kind of committing to Duelist. Does have the Exile synergy there with the Yasuo and the Yone with blue buff. And is actually going to overwhelm the Sharpshooters. Maybe. Oh no, the Jhin snipes him with the 4th shot. Soul Reaver ekes him out. Ekes it out with the Zeeks. Dieterisart at 11 HP. Really doesn't want to go out here and last. Does pick up the win. Ooh, Jhin 2 on the board here. Yeah, he needs... There we go. I really like the level up here. I think that should have happened a couple of rounds ago. Does get that 2nd Vanguard in. And now has room to start picking up those extra Nidalees and the... the extra units that come across the board. He's definitely passed up on a ton of Nidalees that would have gotten him Nidalee 3. Yeah. Jeweled Gauntlet there. Not a bad item for something like the Jinx or the Nidalee. Heading into stage 5 here, guys. This is nobody out yet. Illuminati strong with his mage composition here. Actually did get just buffed in the patch. Thresh 3 picked up by Soul Reaver. Probably want to slap that stone plate. It's a good item pickup. I think Jeweled Gauntlet would really be good for the Nidalee here. Get a look at Sapper Squad here. 22 HP. Still has that Zed with the Frozen Heart. Kind of a cheeky buy there because Zed's going to jump in the backline and slow all the HP of... But it's that Kayn that's really going to be doing the work for Sapper here. Heals so much with the Bloodthirster, and the Jeweled Gauntlet does a ton of damage as it jumps in. So we're going to take a bunch of HP loss here. That Kayn might just bail Sapper out here. And Dita Rissard unfortunately does get eliminated there, so he'll get 1 point for last place. I'm going to update this in real time. Not what you want. Dita Rissard still tops his group, but alright. Ace Pad at 4 HP, trying to hold on. Haven't seen whether he's been able to find his Riven yet or not, but... Oh, and we get to take a look at him yet. Still has not found that Riven, unfortunately. Running a combination of Brawlers, Elderwoods, Vanguards. Does have the Vigar. Vanguard Vigar there in the back line. Soul Reaver Sharpshooter's just sustaining a little bit too much here. I think the Vayne's just going to chew through those Vanguards eventually over time. No damage left on the side of Ace Pat, and now it's again up to the Hecarim to 1v5. Oh man, this is... the Hecarim can't win this. He has to kill too many units in the 12 seconds. Might take away the Thresh, but that's going to be it. And he is going to go out, unfortunately, in 7th place, so... Not able to hold on with the Hecarim. The Illuminati does lose around here. Didn't see who that was to, but every composition on the board here is definitely beatable. I'll update the standings to reflect Ace Pat out in 7th. I'll grab 2 points for that game. Wookiee Warriors Vayne carry composition. Couple of Dusks in there for sure. Haven't really seen this from his POV, so I'm not sure what he's running. But Soul Reaver with the Vanguards is gonna just absolutely shut down that carry Vayne. And now Wookiee Warrior with 2 HP. As you take a look at the Illuminati versus S-King JKJ, both of these guys run in mage compositions. And it is Illuminati with that Ahri. And the Yuumi, this couple of spirits in there that is able to pick up the win here. Sunfire's really good for those Vanguards. Picks up the Zeeks here. I'll try and spread that out among his sharpshooters to get them the damage buff. The Sapper Squad goes out in 6th here. So yeah, the top 2 placers in Group C from last night's games, not having great games to start out the day. Looks like he likes to put in the Aatrox here.
Get out of here. And one with the mage.
Alright, we're looking at the Illuminati here. Oh man, this Ahri. There's no magic resistance on the side of Soul Reaver. The Aatrox pulls in the units, and I think this Ahri ball is going to do a ton of damage. But the sustain from the sharpshooters actually might chew through Illuminati's composition. That Thresh is tanking for so long. It is just the Jhin left alive as the only damage. Gets the shield from the Thresh. It's huge from the Thresh 3.
Dude, there's too many stuns.
Oh, and does not get off that force shot. Let's see if Thresh is able to take out. No, he's focusing the Seju, unfortunately. This is going to be an overtime battle. This might be a tie. This might be a tie, and both of them might lose their win streaks. 5 seconds left on the timer. The Thresh keeps on getting the shields. Isn't able to kill off any units. I actually don't know how that works. If Illuminati has more units left over, does he automatically win the combat? So Reaver did take 5 HP in damage there. You have another Aatrox there. Yeah, trying to work towards Jinx 3, Jhin 3, and Aatrox 3, but still pretty far away on all of those. Not sure why he's keeping the Jarvan in here. Let's sell that. He's going up against the Tidzy's clone, if I remember correctly, and is going to beat it pretty handily. As the Tidzy wins his other combat against S-King JKJ and his I believe he's still running mages. We see Wookiee Warrior here with 2 HP trying to hold out versus the Illuminati's Lilia. Too much healing from the Yuumi, but can the Vayne sustain it? It's versus Sejuani. Absolutely burst out the ZZ Rot. Really good choice from the last Whisper as the item for Wookiee Warrior's Vayne. And he holds out at 2 HP still. Sunfire really big here. I think that gets put onto the Thresh for Soul Reaver.
Wait, no, not attack speed slow. Get that out of here. Why is it giving you all the items to counter me? Stop it.
Still trying to look for those last couple of Nillies and last couple of Vaynes. At this stage in the game, you're kind of splitting if you're going for too many level 4s. Yeah, good call on selling the Jarvan. Picks up an Evelynn, another Hecarim. I'd sell the Hecarim here. Definitely sell the Evelynn. Oh, nice. Picks up a Jinx and a Jhin. Still needs 3 more of each, so really hard for him to find those. He's trying to go for that Hecarim 3, but I honestly think that's too much. He's splitting up too much. I think he needs to go with whatever. Although honestly, there's no realistic way Soul Reaver hits 8 here, so he should just sell the Hecarims. Try and go for the Jinx or the Jhin. S-King JKJ with his mages here. 15 HP to Soul Reaver's 8. Oh, the Veigar one-shots. 2 carries there, and the Ahri's going to do a ton of damage to the others, but the Thresh shield, is it enough? It's going to be the... If the Thresh can kill the... if he could kill the Zizarod, I think he might have been able to hang on, but Soul Reaver's going to go out here in... Can sneak into 4th. So if you remember from the beginning, Soul Reaver's points are actually going to apply towards Mansford. So Mansford actually really happy with that finish. Wookiee does end up going out there in 5th, so he'll grab for himself 4 points and jump to 13 there, just below Dita Ressart and Sapper Squad. Mansford gonna get another 6 points for that. Whoops. Top 3 situation right here. We have the Tidzy, S-King JKJ, and the Illuminati 17 in here. We're going to see the Illuminati and his Spirit Mage comp versus the Tidzy and his triple Adept, 2 Exile, 6 Duelist composition. Dari is going to one-shot most of the Tidzy's units there. As we're rolling on the toaster here, Tidzy takes a bunch of damage here. That Vigar 3 is so strong. Some insane Vigar items there. S-King JKJ might have just set himself up for the win. It's going to be him versus Illuminati, I think, here. I don't know if Tidsy's able to beat either of those guys. Not much to do on the Tidsy's comp, just trying to 2 and 3 star some of his higher level people. That Vigar is so strong looking, especially with the level 3 Lulu and Nami there to support. Crazy when you see 6 mages on the top 2 compositions. Here's the battle we're waiting for. S-King JKJ versus the Illuminati. Double Sejuani in there for the Illuminati. Oh, and the Vigar just pops both of the mages. Yeah, I don't think the... Oh, so much damage out there, though, from the Lilia. And the Sejuani, too. Looking at the Vigar to stay alive in this and try and pop 2 targets. He hasn't shot his spells in a while. Oh, he's going to bust the one with the ZZ Rot. Cassiopeia almost with the Petrifying Gaze, though, but is going to lose his health. And yeah, the Vigar, just too much damage over time, is going to get off one more ultimate. And these fights are really close, but I don't really see a way Illuminati wins this one. Tidsy gets eliminated here in 3rd, so he's going to grab himself 7 points there. Not a bad finish for him. He's going to surely put himself up into... Yeah, he's going to put himself up into 2nd place in the group. The Illuminati will get, not an ideal item for Sejuani, but is going to give him a level 3 Sejuani, which is really insane. He'll probably plop that Deathblade on something like, I don't know, the Aatrox. Puts in a 2nd Yumi. Probably just put in the Kane if I were him there. Illuminati moving his board, S-King JKJ. He's keeping his board the same. He's been winning. Let's see how much work this level 3 Sejuani can do. Vigar rips off an ultimate there. Oh, actually so much damage there. Can this Vigar stay alive for long enough? He does have the Lulu to support it, though. Let's see how many ultis he can get off there. He just needs 2 more. Oh, the Lilia is stunning him consistently. Can the Lulu get off the ultis? He cannot. And oh, the combination of the Petrifying Gaze and the Lilia ultimate is just too much, and the Vigar gets whittled down. That just feels so bad. Illuminati is going to take the win. Absolutely able to shut down the Vigar there. Big game from Illuminati. Goes up to 23 points to easily secure first in his group. S-King JKJ takes 2nd. He'll be really happy with that. That bumps him up to tied for 2nd in his group. Group D really, or Group C really close here. As we'll tab over to. Tab over to the standings to take a look at them. Saw some really interesting points coming across the board. So as we see in Group A, Tuba with that 21 points, very likely to get himself into a top 2 situation here. Or top 2 of the bottom 6 situation here. Let's see if Manswer is going to join us for the next game. Group C really, really close here. First and last are separated by 2 points. Depending on how the last 2 finish, like a 2-point difference could be the difference in making finals and just having no chance to make finals.
Yeah, we're just waiting for Zul to finish up his post-game.
All right. Let's jump into the next game here.
So I suggest bathroom water break, you know? Maybe do some stretches, push-ups, something.
Quick audio break here.
No. No. It's not for you. My poor puppy. I know. I know. Gotta go Tito.
Sounds like an exchange between me and Patrick. That's what I'm saying. Probably needed a patch or client. I think that's. Is it actually a repair or is it just a patch? Oh. Yeah. Okay. It's the worst. I wonder if it helps repair it faster if I spam you with invites. Alrighty, guys. Finally getting into game here. Technical difficulties we had to stand on by for, but final game here. Pull up the standings actually. Good news, I'm actually in this game, so we can actually start spectating people. So what I'm gonna have to do is just sit off to the side and be AFK and let it happen. Hopefully the in-game volume is right about where it needs to be. Alright, so Ace Pat. Let's see, let's pull out my points here so I can follow along. Yeah, so Ace Pat's at the bottom with 5 in Group B. Mansford, who will be automatically eliminated since I'll be playing for him and will be getting 8th, so he'll amass a total of 13 points. Tidzy just above him at 14 has almost basically guaranteed himself 2nd place as long as Ace Pat does not. The only situation in which the Tidzy would not be getting 1st place is if, or only situation in which Tidzy would not make it out of his group is if Ace Pat got 1st and the Tidzy got 8th this game. And then it would be a tie, and tiebreaker would go to whoever had the highest overall finish in all 4 of their games, which would be Ace Pat at 1st, if he were to 1st this game and if the Tidzy were to go on 8th. So that's the situation that would need to happen in order for Group B to not result in Illuminati and the Tidzy moving on. Group C is the really interesting one because it's so close. Sapper Squad is at 15, Dieterissart at 14, S-King JKJ at 14 as well, and then Wookiee Warrior at 13. So really close there. It's not only going to be about how you finish, but it's going to be about how everybody else in your group places at the end as well. So yeah, just going through the neutral rounds here. Looks like a chosen Vanguard there for Ace Pat along with 2 Nidleys, so an early Warlord. I guess, yeah, 1 more Warlord would be needed to get that round going. Sapper Squad with a double Spirit here, an early Kindred and a Yumi. Really good units along with the Hecarim as the Vanguard. Some actually pretty high cost units for stage 1. Triple Vanguard here for S-King JKJ. Wookiee Warrior looking here at double Sharpshooter with the Nidalee Vane. Puts in the Vi and the Jarvan to grab Warlord here. Tidzy has a level 2 Nami there. Pairs it with the Fiora for the Enlightened trade, and just messing around with these units there. The Illuminati already with 3 Sharpshooter, 3 Lordord with a level 2 chosen Sharpshooter Vane. So really good units there for him. Dieterissart with double Vanguard, potentially going with a Warlord start there early as well. The Yumi and the doing a ton of work for Sapper Squad. I think he took out his Kindred, but yeah, none of his units are dying there with the Yumi-Lulu combination. But he does lose 2 there, and this one's going to get an overtime here. That's the Mauk guy that takes the win, so his pat drops to 98. Not a bad loss there for him at all. Sapper there with the 3 Elderwood, valuing that over the 2 Spirit if he were to keep his Kindred in with the Yumi. Just a more sustainable comp for the long game. S-King JKJ rocking the triple Vanguard chosen duelist Yasuo there. Again, Illuminati with double Sharpshooter and 3 Warlord. No surprise that he won his first round. The Cannon here is a big unit here for Dieterissart. We'll look at him this round and see how he does. But the Jarvan Keeper is actually a really good start early, especially with a simple pair like the Vanguard. You kind of rely on the Cannon there for the damage early, and take him a while to kill this Lulu, but it'll happen. She might be able to auto attack the Jarvan to death if she gets her ulti off, and she will. She might get it off again, but the Hecarim with his ultimate is going to survive. Dropping over to here, the Wookiee Warrior. Going triple Warlord, double Sharpshooter. Unfortunately, none of his units are at level 2. He's got a lot of other... He's got the Elise there on the board as well as the Thresh. He's maybe looking to pair Vanguard. Not sure what he wants to go into. Does have 2 Keepers now with the Elise. Just bought the Kennen. So we'll see if he wants to put that in. But it looks like he's going to stay with 3 Warlord here. Not the combat we wanted to watch. Illuminati now puts in his 4th Sharpshooter. He's going to be killing it early on. Such a good combo, all ready to have 4 Sharpshooters, not even halfway through stage 2. Yeah, an early level 5 for him. We'll take a look at the carousel here. Sapper Squad picks up the spatula here. Let's go check out Ace Pat. Rocking a Chosen Vanguard Garen. Might see him try and go 8 Vanguards. Big buff to Vanguard, as you can see the having 8 Vanguard in that tier. Armor is now bumped up to 2,000. But you do have to get the Vanguard Spatula, not only that, but also the Chosen Vanguard. So he does have the Chosen Vanguard in the Garen, but needs to find the other 5 Vanguards along this game without losing too much HP, which is at 98. He's looking really strong. He's got that Cultist synergy to pair with it nicely. Oh, oops, I forgot I got a unit. Gotta sell that real quick. Hecarim versus Nidalee here. Yeah, Wookiee running Warlord got the Keepers in there, along with the Vayne for the Sharpshooter. As Nidalee is going to end up winning that. Illuminati here, let's check in on him. Was able to add 2 Keeper to his Sharpshooter Warlord composition here. Grabs the Elise there to pair with the Jarvan. Already got a QSS on the Vayne, possibly suggesting going Vayne carry into the late game. I'm not sure if he'd ever sell that for maybe another Sharpshooter Chosen or would pivot completely out of it. Curious to see how he does into, what does Dita Rissard have? Double Vanguard, I think, with Sharpshooter as well. The early Keeper start for Illuminati is really good, but the Hecarim is so tanky. Wukong got the Divine proc there, and I think Illuminati is going to be handed his first loss. Jarvan might get the ult off. He will not. Illuminati does take it. Dita Rissard. Those 2 Divine able to sustain the fight against with the Vanguards as well. Ace Pat's Cultist Vanguard actually on a roll here is top of the charts. Only 1 loss. We'll see if he switches out of Vanguard into Dusk, but then we might not see that for quite a while because both of those comps don't reveal themselves until a lot later on in the game. Let's get on board the Tidsy here, running Elderwood, looking for a tier maybe to put on the on with that Vigar. Oh, actually, Ginsu's is really good on the Vigar as well. Might slam that. There's the tier. We'll see if he wants the Vigar carry. Pairing that Thresh with the Hecarim to get that Vanguard trait. Slams both the items there on the Vigar, so it looks like a Vigar carry with potentially Elderwood and Mage. Probably one of the most contested compositions at this tournament thus far. Taking a look at Dieter here as he grabs up a Spatula and a Lux here. 3 Sharpshooter with the 2 Divine and Vanguard. Level 2 Wukong that is there. He's going to put in his other Vanguard there, sacrifice the Divine trait. He goes up against the Tidsies, so 3 Vanguards might not be the play here against the Mages. But with Sharpshooter continually harassing the Vigar, he might win the Sustain War. And Hecarim's going to go big here. Yeah, the backline damage that they have with the Teemo and the Sharpshooter buff. It's probably going to eventually wear down this Vigar here. Might be able to get off. But with the Hextech Gunblade, he's healing up quite a bit and actually able to sustain through the Teemo damage. Does go down in the end, and Teemo's going to 1v3 as Dieter picks up the win over the Tidsy there. Jumping on board S-King JKJ. As he's rocking 4 Vanguard right now. Vanguard actually really contested in this early game. I think a lot of people heard about the patch and maybe wanted to jump into it. Not sure what the Chosen Yasuo is being kept around here for. Or, not Yasuo, sorry. Silas. It's Chosen Brawler, so it's okay, but he looks to be put in a tough spot as far as damage goes. Doesn't really have a damage source. We'll see who he goes against in this round. It is going to be Dieter, so we just saw Dieter play there with his Sharpshooters. Jinx and this team are going to end up doing a lot of damage while the Hecarim sustains. I really don't foresee S-King JKJ winning this round. Dieter definitely one of the strongest comps out right now. Yeah, only loses 1 unit. Dieter another big win here. Ooh, let's jump on board the Wookiee Warrior, who actually has put together a decent win streak at 80 HP. Has a Chosen Adepti, really. That's a really good unit to have. I wonder if he commits to the Adepts with the Shen and the Yone at the end. Could pair it with Ninja, although I don't know who you'd use as your carry unit, at least early. I imagine the Warlord is just a splash trade if you look at the units on his board. He's keeping a Talon around. Pretty low econ right now, but probably start selling off one of these units to see how Wookiee Warrior does against S-King JKJ. Oh, I've been eliminated. So sad. Wookiee takes that one handily. Let's jump on board Sapper Squad here, who's actually found himself an Ahri, pairing Elderwood with Mage here, so I think he'll be contested by Tidsy, if I remember correctly. Yeah, Tidsy up to 5 Elderwood, and got that Vigar and that Ashe there already with Giant's Belt. This is going to be a strong composition. Tidsy's going to do well this mid-game. Especially if we can 2 stars Ashe. See what Sapper does here. Puts in a second Spirit with that Yuumi to pair with the Ahri. Has 3 Mage and 3 Elderwood. It's a nice symmetrical comp he's got going on here. Damage is going to come from the Ahri in this until he gets at least maybe a Vigar or something else down. Got Ace Pat. Let's see what he's up to. So it'll be some form of cultist sharpshooter with the still the 2-star Garen Chosen Vanguard. Ahri ultimate comes down, doesn't quite kill, but does a ton of damage to the backline. The Hecarim might be killed off before he ults, yeah. The sustain here from the Yuumi Lulu is a lot, but now that they're the only 2 units left, not going to work out super well for him. Just not enough damage up front from Sapper Squad, and this Lulu is going to be really annoying. Actually kill off a couple of units here. He's going to ult again! Oh, Ace Pat made... That was a little closer than I wanted it to be for him, but pulls off the win. Who should we jump on here? Let's jump back on Dita Resart. Still with that chosen sharpshooter Teemo. Elderwood as well with that tank Hecarim. Looks like he's got a lot of Elderwood units on his board. Probably going to transition into that. Wonder why the Veigar doesn't go in here over the Teemo for the mage. It's going to be the Sejuani in for 4 Vanguard. That's big. Here's the Tidzy's clone. Going up versus him. I did say I think Tidzy had one of the strongest compositions here. That Veigar and that Ashe have good items, really good items on him. Ashe is going to get taken out here by the Teemo. Yeah, that Hecarim and that Sejuani are really strong, but don't have the magic damage or the magic resist to deal with this Veigar. Yeah, the Hecarim essentially just tanking for this Veigar as the Veigar starts laying down the pain. A really close fight. So many overtime fights today. Let's jump on the Illuminati here. Ooh. With the Fortune splash trait with Warlord Brawler. Has that chosen Katarina with the Assassin trait. Myco 6 Warlord with that. Katarina carry is actually really good with Warlord. Not a bad use of the Fortunes either. You have the Jinx to pair with the Nidalee, the Tahm Kench to pair with the Vi for Brawler, and of course the Katarina and the Warlord. So this is one of the best uses of a Fortune splash you'll see. Oh, picks up a Spat. Doesn't have a belt in there to grab the Warlord Spatula if he were to be going for 9 Warlords. We'll see what he uses that for. Definitely keep an eye on Illuminati. Oh, and there's the... what item is that? How do you tell what items these guys have? Oh, here it is. Titan's Resolve. Really good on the Katarina. Got almost perfect items on her now. Let's jump on board Ace Pat. Still running the same kind of thing he was that Garen Chosen Vanguard, but already has the 2 Dusk on the board. We'll see if he actually plays for Dusk. Using that Cultist as a nice transition trait here. Wookiee Warrior puts in the Talon there and is actually tearing up Ace Pat's backline, but the front line is going to be too much to handle, especially with the Galio. Ace Pat grabs another win. S-King JKJ really having a tough time here managing his board. Looks like he's transitioned to Brawler Hunter. Yeah, it's tricky. Without the Elderwood stat, the Ashe is definitely a lot less useful. They do have that Ashe paired here with the Kindred. Not sure where that third hunter is coming from. Oh, I just put in a Warwick there. Yeah, so it looks like a full-on Brawler Hunter composition, which is actually pretty good. Gets that 6th Brawler in there as he levels up. So all of a sudden, this comp has become really formidable. I'd like to see his Brawler's posture up a little closer to the front line, maybe. Maybe warding off for assassins, I think, is what he's doing. Yeah, I wonder how close S-King JKJ's and the Tidzy's compositions are in likeness. Well, the Tidzy's leaning much more into Elderwood and rather into Brawler, but they both have the Ashe carry. I think the Tidzy will be more invested into the Veigar carry, though. jump on board Sapper Squad here. Man, the Illuminati. Still with this Triple Fortune Warlord composition holding strong. Let's see what Sapper's got here. So he's putting his TF and his Annie for the Mage. Just keeping Yumi around for the Spirit buff to the Ahri. Ahri carry compositions are really good, but you need the front line to be able to hold for a really long time, because it takes a while to get to her ultimate, and it takes a while to cast too. She can one-shot whole teams, but often you like to see the Ahri paired with something like the Vanguard Mystic or a Brawler front line. It's kind of tricky to run with squishier comps. He'll go against Illuminati's clone, so I don't imagine he'll be looking forward to this matchup. Lee Sin doesn't quite kick the Vi off the board. Now does, but the Katarina's going to pop off here in the back line, and holy cow. Good night. That's a huge Katarina. Sapper Squad takes another chunk of damage, and this could be really bad. 3 of our bottom 4 are Group C. So Dieterich are actually feeling really good about this one. If Sapper Squad and S-King JKJ go out here early, that's them practically eliminated in Group C. So it's whichever... So Wookiee, Sapper, and S-King JKJ, whichever one of those can hang on and either go in 6th or maybe even higher in 5th or 4th. Obviously anything could happen. One of these 2 compositions could find a footing and hang on, but it's really looking bad for Sapper and S-King JKJ. Let's jump on with the Wookiee Warrior here. Ooh, didn't notice his transition into Enlightened. Has that Talon in there. Enlightened was a couple patches ago was insane with with how strong Talon was, but ever since his nerf, Enlightened has taken a pretty big beating with that. I'd like to see him really utilize, if Wookiee can find the Shen or something like that, Shen into Yone, he might be able to salvage this composition with Adept. Really, with a 6-man ulti. It's huge. The cannons are going back and forth, but ultimately it's this Katarina. Can it take over? No! Wookiee's actually going to end Illuminati's streak, and... Oh, Sapper Squad gets taken down to 2 HP. S-King JKJ, that's his Teemo and Hecarim going there. Oh no, that's not his. That's Dieterich's composition. Oh, these 2 guys, both at 3 and 2. So it's kind of all about what place Wookiee can get if both of these guys go out. So Sapper's at 15. So if he can hold on and go out in, I guess it would be 6th and 7th. If Sapper could hold on and go out in 6th, and Wookiee went out in 5th, then Sapper would actually stay above him in the points. Oh man, this is going to be really close to try and add up. Sapper Squad going against Dieterich here. Oh my goodness. I didn't tell what unit Lee Sin kicked off the board, but it might have been huge. It's up to the Hecarim. Sapper Squad can 6 units take down the Hecarim and the Teemo. Oh my goodness, this Hecarim is just so huge. And Sapper Squad is going to go out. So he'll be out in 7th. That'll put him up to 17. Now he is praying that Wookiee and S-King JKJ go out just above him. Let's take a look at S-King JKJ now. Really found his footing with this Hunter Brawler. Does badly need an Ashe too, and you can see he's pretty much exhausted his economy to at least find that. He's got a 3-star Silas and a 2-star Nunu. Does have good Ashe items. I like the Giant Slayer a lot, but the Last Whisper is fine. Especially with how many people are running Vanguards. Need to restart with 4 Vanguards there. Ace Pat in here. Got his Dust Comp online, so you see that Riven there. With 2 Vanguard as well. Alright, who does S King JKJ go against? Points right now in Group C, Sapper Squad at 17, Dita Restart 14, S King JKJ at 14, and Wookie at 13. Can the Silas and the Nunu hang on with the Warwick? It's really close, but no, S King JKJ will go out in 6th. Grabs him 3 points, ties Sapper Squad at 17 for top of the group. If Wookie goes out here in 5th, that's a 3-way tie at 17th. At 17. This is crazy. We'll have to visit some tiebreaker rules. Honestly, hadn't even thought about a 3-way tie yet. Oh, I'm not even watching anybody. Let's jump on Wookie here. Looks like Ace Pat's Dust Comp is going to take Wookie down to 5 HP, and one more loss for Wookie, and he makes it a 3-way tie at 17. Let's stay on board Wookie here. Wookie will go out in 6. So we officially have a 3-way tie at 17. Dita Restart obviously going to jump higher since he's now in 3rd. Went to our top 4 of the game. Ace Pat down at 32, unfortunately, without getting a first here, and Tidzy obviously not getting a last. Ace Pat is going to go out in groups. He's been eliminated. But this is his first top 4 finish of the tournament, so a strong last game. Gets his 6 Dusk and puts that in, and that's really strong for him. Now his job is to kind of upset some of these higher ranked players. Tidzy finding Vigar 3. We haven't checked in with some of these top players in a while, but Vigar 3 with 6 Elderwood. Formidable. Dita Restart versus Ace Pat here. Those Dusks are so strong. Ace Pat absolutely wipes the floor with Dita Restart here. Don't know if he loses a single unit here. Goodness. Dieter start down to 44. The Tidsy loses to Illuminati. I want to take a look at the Tidsy's composition here. Really wants a rod to put with this Vigar. Yeah, tiebreakers are highest finish. So the first tiebreaker is whoever finished the highest. I know Sapper got a first place. In the first game with Fortune. If two or more are still tied after that, it's best average placement across all games played. And then the third, if players are still tied after that, it's best placement in game 4, the last game. These are the Teamfight Tactics Galaxy Showcase rules. I'm going to go off of these for tiebreakers. And I'll post them in the TFT spreadsheet after this. Into the neutral round here, we have the Trap Claw for the Tidsy. Illuminati picks up that Ghost Blade there. Already has one on the cannon, so if he gets another one, he'll have 5 assassins. Wonder if there's a play for Illuminati to level to 9 and get 6 assassin. That'd be nuts without even having 3 assassins in the game. Just have the 2 spats. Dieterisart, what's he picking up here? Ace Pat has grabbed something, I couldn't tell what it was. Ooh, it's the Rage Blade. That's a Teemo item, yeah. Ace Pat pushes level 9, throws in the Lilia. There's a Dusk and a Mage. Ooh, big petrifying gaze by the Cassiopeia from Ace Pat. He is taking care of the Tidsy's composition. Man, both times I've watched Ace Pat, his Dusk comp has wiped the other player. Dieterisart falls down to 4th place here. He is going to go first in this group. Even a 4th place finish at minimum here would give him 6 points and put him at 20. So he will win this group. Illuminati and the Tidsy are contending, and since Mansferg, who's currently in 3rd place, will only get 1 point. Put him at 13. Ace Pat could sneak into 2nd place and steal 3rd place from Mansferg, but unfortunately just doesn't have enough to get out of the group. Really close fight between Dieterisart and Ace Pat. It's the carry Teemo versus the carry Riven. So many shields from the Riven. Can she 1v3 here? With the legendary Kayn in there, she cannot. Dieterisart will keep his game alive, take Ace Pat down to 7 HP. Illuminati with 6 assassin here. Yeah, he did pull in that 6th assassin. Brought in the Talon here at the end. So strong. Tidsy Warlord spat available to him, but that would be a waste. Not sure what else he goes for, or if he'll have room to go for anything. Carousel's next, so if any of these guys can survive the round, they might be able to get a big item spike. We're watching the Tidsy and Dieterisart. 15 and 8 HP respectively. The Ari ultimate does not do a whole lot of damage. It's the Vigar that's carrying from the Tidsy versus the Teemo from Dieterisart. But the Vigar is just going to output too much damage here. That's another 2 casts, and yeah, the Hecarim falls and the Teemo will as well. Dieterisart gets placed out just below Ace Pat, who gets eliminated as well. So Ace Pat will grab 3rd place. jumping up to 12. Mansberg ends at 13. Dietersart will finish the group in at 20. I'll go over tiebreakers later tonight. I would go over them right after this game, but I have something to run to, so we will decide this in a moment. By end of tonight, it'll be decided who's going to finals. 3-way tie. And if you remember, it's not just about isolating the top two. You still have the other two scorers are still second to Tuba among the last two to get drawn in the finals. So you have to do 2 tiebreakers here. Illuminati absolutely crushes the Tidsy. Will take the win, putting him at 33, and actually scores 1 away from the highest in the tournament. The Tidsy valiantly second place, 22. Both of them go to finals. And I will end the stream here now, and we will come back and decide tiebreakers. So I'll mention it again here. Tiebreakers, according to the Teamfight Tactics, official Riot Games tournament rules. Highest number of first places across all games played, which would go to Sapper. So Sapper's automatically going to go to the finals. And then best average placement across all games played, and then best placement in game 4. That's going to calculate our last two. I don't have time to calculate that right now, but I'll post an announcement in TFT, the channel, when I do. So we'll find out Group C. But until then, congratulations to Dietersart, Sapper, the Illuminati, the Tidsy, Blue Flare, and Brandless, and also Tuba, who have made it in. We just have to decide between S-King, JKJ, and WikiWare. Last two we have to decide between for that last spot in finals. So, cutting the stream now. Thanks for watching, those of you who did. And I'll announce it in the Teamfight Tactics channel, and we'll be excited for finals.